one's back in it, moving up to third. Is this a good turning point in the year for you?
Yeah, for sure. I knew that heat with Mick was a make or break for the year to keep me in, and then with Parko obviously letting him have 2 extra 1,000 points, and me losing those 2,000 to 4,000 point turn in the final, you know.
So you're out there doing math and trying to surf your best.
Oh, at that point I wasn't doing math. Well, the only math I was doing was like, what's he need now? But you know, neither of us got a huge opportunity. I probably had a little bit better side of the waves that came when I had priority, and it was the first time something really felt like it went my way. They took my priority away, and then they didn't tell him until I guess they had to decide or whatever. And by the time they told him, he was above the wave and couldn't catch it.
I noticed that part.
He was just screaming. It kind of threw me off a little bit when I caught that wave, but I could see that as they told him, he was above a bump and he couldn't. He was between the peak and the wet side wedge. So
turning point of the heat right there.
Just turning point for me. It felt like, you know, in basically every contest I've ever won, I feel like there's some moment where things go my way, or even early. Sometimes it's in the first round, but it feels like something sort of, you know, just the energy's going my way. And at that point, it sort of felt that way. We had that long lull, and you know, I just got the better of the 1 or 2 exchanges we had. So,
do you surprise yourself at how often you can come back from adversity? Looked like it was the judges versus Kelly Slater a couple times earlier in the contest.
Well, you know, they got a job to do, and you know, it gets sometimes get heated because you see things your way. It's basically what life is, you know. You see it your way, other people see it their way, and you don't agree sometimes. And it's all right, you know. You have to be able to accept things, to move on and be able to get back in the contest. And you know, I was still a little flustered this morning, and things weren't coming together. I said, you know, it is the way it is. So
agree to disagree.
Yeah, you know. You can see it whatever way. And you know, the judges said to me yesterday in the afternoon, they said, look, we're a unit, and sometimes we don't all agree together, but as a unit we have to make an agreement. They said they all agreed on that yesterday, so you know, they saw it pretty clearly one way, and that's the way it goes.
Well, they saw the final one way. What does this do for your momentum heading into Europe?
That's nice. You know, I sort of felt like I've had so many good years at lowers that you know, I feel like the pressure's really on to at least trying to make the final, because it feels like you know, it's been my best event on tour, and I don't know. It's cool to win the 50th one here, because I won my first event as a pro here, and it sort of feels like a nice wrap up for me. It's nice.
Wow, congratulations, Kelly Slater. Unbelievable performance all week. Super stoked on watching you, and congratulations again.
Thanks, Peter. I'll post that Instagram of you.
Thank you. He won. I get the Instagram shout out. Yes.
Congratulations, Peter King, and also Kelly Slater once again for winning that massive title. The early pro once again, and $105,000 as he's going to get crowded by media. Steve Sherman already getting the shot of this just groundbreaking moment. We're always going to reflect back on this 50th win here at Lower Trestles.
We thought 11 world titles was extraordinary. You now add 50 WCT wins, not to mention all of the other incredible things that he has done. We've seen what Shane Dorian's gone on to do, say, for example, after his career. I'm just so interested to see where Kelly Slater takes his surfing after professional surfing, because he is so talented. This guy can ride absolutely anything. Seen he's won the Eddie Aikau. He's won here again at Lowers. It's interesting to hear him say that, you know, this is to him his most successful venue. He won his first event there, and now he's won his 50th. Wow.
The ASP World Tour just got pretty interesting. We started off with a win at the Gold Coast from Taj Burrow. Mick took bells. John should surprise the world, took a win in his rookie year at Rio. Kelly took over at Fiji. Mick recently winning at Chopu. Now Kelly joins the Mick conversation with 2 wins so far as we get into the European leg, and then finish at Santa Cruz and then Pipeline at the season ender. I mean, we deserve a title to go down at Pipeline, don't we?
Oh, yeah. It's always the best place, isn't it? Because it's life-threatening. There's not only the title online, there's the actual danger to your own self. And that's where, you know, that's where the big moments in our sport have gone down, at the Pipe. And as Rob said, this year is shaping up as one of the most exciting ever.
Oh, it's going to be so good. I mean, I just love that everybody is surfing so good. The level of these guys ripping, and these guys are all going to go to the beach breaks in France, and they're just going to flare up. I mean, we saw brilliance from Gabriel Medina, we saw John Florence, we saw Adriano, we saw, you know, Parko, Mick. I mean, all those guys in the top 5 are going bananas.
Let's take a moment to take a recap of the final here at the Hurley Pro in 2012. Joe Parkinson facing off with Kelly Slater. Joe Parkinson, like Kelly said, was really the guy on fire, but then when it came down to it, Kelly got all of his keeper scores under priority, Barton.
And interesting to see Kelly say that he felt like that moment was when things clicked for him. Because to win an event, you need some things to go your way. And when they're not going your way, you're always looking over your shoulder, waiting for that moment when it does click. And it clicked for Kelly in the final, as it so often does.
Big blast off the top like that. Rob used that left in the beginning, then started terrorizing the rights.
He just started off with a left at the beginning, got his momentum going, and then found, I love this cutback right here, and that rebound was just so seamless and beautiful looking. He just built momentum throughout the whole heat. It was that one moment with Parko, as we see Parko, this turn right here, bang, blowing the fins around. I mean, we saw Parko surf brilliant all week long. He just unfortunately didn't get the waves. There was that little moment, and Parko couldn't get into that wave. He was angry. Kelly talked about how vocal he was when he took off on that wave. So some heated moments, and that was a turning point in the heat for sure.
Pretty crazy to see that happen. We saw Kelly lose priority, but still get this wave, cracking it off the top, finishing strong with that big belt. All the waves coming without priority. Parkinson left out the back, a little bit frustrated, VL.
Yeah, things didn't go his way, but he got himself back in there. There was that moment where he got the 833, had the best wave of the finals so far, so everything that had happened to that point didn't matter anymore because he'd had the best one, and it was just about him getting the second one, and he had his opportunity and just missed it. Kelly trounced, and the rest is history.
Well, Joel Parkinson will stay the number 2 seed in the world going into Europe, so he's probably not too happy with his 4th second of the year, but he will be in a good position to get into Europe, capitalize on that, and he is well and truly still in this title race.
And I think that's what he's got to keep in his mind, is that it's not about this win, it's about the world title. And how things pan out, you never know. The year I won the world title, I had 9 thirds and didn't win an event until the last event of the year, and then it went my way. So Parko, everybody knows after this event that Parko is the form surfer. He's the most consistent. He's been in all those finals, and at this event all week he was the guy to watch.
Pretty amazing to see this go down. Kelly's a longtime friend of yours, Rob. Pretty impressive stuff.
Always impressing me. It's amazing. He's still doing it at this level and still raising the level. It's fun to watch. Enjoying it.
Pretty spectacular. Kelly Slater taking the Hurley Pro title. He is winning a lot of money. And Rob, thanks for joining us in that final, and enjoy it downstairs.
All right. See you guys.
So, Barton, we're still preparing for this award presentation happening just down the way. It's pretty incredible what the guys at Hurley do. Bob Hurley had this amazing vision to really cater to the athletes, and that prize purse is probably the biggest thing as a traveling surfer, BL. You know how hard it is behind the scenes to keep money in your pocket.
Well, it certainly is, and I suppose Hurley have got that US Open that they've been behind, and they revolutionised and brought it back, which is like this massive circus event. And then we've got the Lowers Pro, which is the surfers event. You know, there's not all the infrastructure. The surfers get looked after incredibly well, but this is more about hardcore surfing, and no surprise to see the best surfer in the world, the best competitive surfer in the world, Kelly Slater, walking there over to the presentation, and 50 wins. I just can't believe it. And I love watching presentations. Nothing better than seeing someone there showered in the champagne in that moment of glory.
That's the moment where it all sinks in, a moment that Kelly is very, very familiar with, especially here at Lower Trestles, walking up the beach with his girlfriend Kalani, and they'll be celebrating this moment for a long, long time, as he is really trying to build on this world title race after that 12th world title partner.
Yes, well, you know, I remember hearing about Kelly Slater when I was a professional surfer, and you hear about this kid, Kelly Slater, and much like we have John Florence, and you start to think, oh, this is hype, this guy can't be that good. Then I saw him win here, that first pro event he won here, and I thought, wow, this kid is really, really good. But I never imagined in my wildest dreams that his dominance, that his success, what he has done, I didn't think that was possible. And he keeps redefining it. We keep saying it. Every time he wins, we go, we can't believe that he's done this, but he keeps doing it. And I suppose it never gets old being the best you can be never gets old. And for Kelly, I think it's more about that. It's more about him being the best he can be, putting on a great performance. He doesn't necessarily come here to smash people and to win events. He comes here to put on the best show he can, because he knows if he does that, he will win.
And he is quite the showman. He always loves to react off the crowd, and he had such a big crowd backing him here. It's pretty incredible to see what he's doing here in 2012. As let's dive into the new ASP World Tour rankings, now adjusted with this new scenario, with Kelly beating Joel in the final. Sharing a couple of words, talking about what happened out there, and you can probably tell Joel's probably a little bit frustrated with talking over what happened on a couple of those waves there, Bio.
Well, Joel knows, mate. He knows that these things come and go your way. This is about a world title, and I think he's in a really great place for that. And I would just keep the faith if I was Joel. We all believe that he deserves one. One day he deserves one, and if he was to get it, I would be so happy for him. Interesting to see the world title points there, 41,250 for Mick, Parko in second, Kelly in third, John right there. A little bit, he didn't do quite as well as we would have thought, but he never looked quite as comfortable as some of these more experienced veterans. Adriano and Taj rounding out the top six. A lot of experience in there and just one young gun, John Florence, but it's the old established guard who is still flying the flag the hardest and the highest.
Pretty incredible to see this world title race in the making. We're looking forward to it, and now let's enjoy this award presentation downstairs with PK.
Bud Light Line be a part of this. Obviously, all the locals here, all you guys coming out and supporting surfing. And, our concept was basically just to get, some of the guys that are off tour and be a part of this thing. There's 4 guys that Bud Light Lime had chosen, and then I picked Owen Wright.
Smart choice.
It's a very smart choice, because the guy was ribbon for the WT team, and we just went out there and had fun. Like, they were worried about doing errors and whatnot, and I just said, surf trestles how you think it should be surfed, and they went out there and they ripped it. So we're just happy to be a part of it.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Big thanks to Anheuser-Busch for the Bud Light Lime expression session. And hats off to all the athletes, of course, Tori, Owen, Sean, and Freddie in particular, because I don't really like the other people, but you guys were amazing. Thank you, guys. So there's your Bud Light Lime expression session. ASP World Tour team, D. Payne, Josh Kerr, Owen Wright, Freddie P. They win 10 grand. Good job. All right, I'd like to call up from Hurley, Rob Machado, Pat O'Connell, and Bob Hurley himself. Come on up, guys. And the finalists, Kerry Slater. Come on up, Kelly Slater. We've got position saved for you guys. Right here, finalist. Joel Parkinson, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together. What a performance. So stoked to see the best in the world right here at Lower Trestles. And when we asked for the best, we got the best in the final. Incredible right there. I'd like to have Pat O'Connell speak to the crowd on behalf of this event. No, Pat, don't point to Bob. Do not pass the buck. Pat O'Connell, the world needs to hear from you, my friend. Talk a little bit about what went into making this event happen and why it's so great and why you love it.
Well, thanks, guys. Obviously, this happens because of you guys. Without everyone here supporting the event and all the atmosphere, the surfers are pushed to a higher level. And we're all sports fans. We want to be down here and watch the greatest surfers in the world. And we really we appreciate all the time and attention you guys spend showing these great surfers the respect they deserve. And thank you all to the local community. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Quite a great cutback, too, on that guy. Spent a lot of time in the water out here. I also want someone to talk from his heart about what it means to put this event on and why he loves it so much. Bob Hurley, here you go.
Thank you, Peter. I hope you guys had fun. I had a blast. It was like one of the best weeks of my life. Thank you. And just wanted to say, as Mike said, this place is super special, and we're really thankful to the state parks and to the San Onofre Foundation. The athletes came, they brought it, some of the best surfing I've ever seen, and just wanted to say thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Bob. It's not easy to have your name on a shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 people made the final after a lot of surfing, a lot of hard-fought battles all week. Let's put our hands together one more time for our 2 finalists, Joel Parkinson and Kelly Slater. And I present to you second place at the Hurley Pro 2012 from Australia, Joel Parkinson. Joel, real quick, a couple comments to the crowd about your week here.
I had a great week. I'd really like to thank everyone that came down and watched. We can really hear you guys out there. It was awesome. So thanks for your support and congratulations to Kelly. Would have been nice and sweet to get him, but he definitely proved this afternoon that he's the man to beat.
World title race just got real important. What changes after this event for you?
Nothing.
Nothing. It's still on. All right. Good job, Joel. Well, folks, there can only be one. I want to hear some clapping, and I don't want it to stop for your champion, the Hurley 2012 champion, Hurley Pro Champ, Kelly Slater. Come on, Pato. Give Joel a bottle. He'll show you how to do this. Watch your cameras, people.
Get him, get him, get him, get him.
It's okay, Pat loves champagne. Joel swigging. Kelly, your thoughts on this week for the crowd?
Hey, thank you guys.
Oh. By the way, I just got to announce, this is Kelly's 50th World Tour victory. 50th World Tour victory. A milestone that I don't think will ever be matched in the history of surfing. And one of his first victories ever in his life was here at Trestles. So what does this place mean to you, Kelly?
Oh, I love Trestles. You going for another one, Pat? You're 0 for 1 right now. I mean, great contest director, terrible champagne guy. Yeah, that was a really fun week. You know, Joel and I were just talking about it. I honestly never really got my mojo this week. I just sort of built slowly, and Joel was the man to beat all week. You know, he was just smashing everyone, and I just figured I'd go out in that final with, you know, it was probably the only heat I didn't have any nerves in, because I just felt like Joel's either going to get a couple 9s or he's not, and I'm either going to beat him or I'm going to lose. So, anyways, it was just I wasn't too worried about it because he was a form guy, and great surfing all week, Joel. It's awesome. Watch you and look at these. Look, where was that? I mean, weren't we just out there? It was terrible when we were out there, but it wasn't terrible, but it was. You know, I had those heats all week that there weren't many waves in my heats, and Joel seemed to have waves, and I guess my bad wave power overtook his good wave power somehow. But I got to thank Hurley, all the fans for coming down. Everyone is down here every day. A lot of faces I see every day, so thank you guys. It's really been great, and not just today, but over the years. It's been a real blessing to be able to surf Trestles. I want to thank all the local guys for putting up with all those pros during the week, not just in the contest, but in the free surfs. It can be a little hectic with guys who can catch 3 times as many waves as other people, so I really appreciate everybody, you know, having smiles on their faces, and anyways, yeah, Hurley, thank you guys, all the guys at Quicksilver, backing me up, Belly and the crew, Wellesley, and everyone back there. All right, I think I've said enough. Thank you guys.
Hold on, Kelly, this is for you. That's a check for $105,000. Hope you can find something to do with that. Here's your trophy. Joel, come forward with that trophy. Let's get some poses. One more big hand, guys, for our victory, our victorious champions. One more statement.
Sorry, I just want to say hi to everyone back home, to my family. I'm sure they're all watching. Hey, Bill Johnson. Oh, no. Is any good? That's just awful. Yeah, I want to say hi to my family back home. Hope my daughter got to watch, and my mom, and Sean, and Steven, and Bruce, everybody. And to Mickey and your dad in the hospital, I hope you guys got to watch all day, and all my other friends. Thanks, guys.
Hold those things high. Hold those up. One more time, people. You're champions.